Hey there, Kevin here, doing a quick walkthrough video of this 2022 Thor Axis. It's pre-owned. It's a purchase. The stock number starts with a P. It's indicating to me that it was purchased directly. We didn't get it by accident. We didn't get it on trade, which is not a bad thing, but we actually intended to purchase this. It was in service, being serviced for something, just random stuff, and struck up conversation with the owner, and it turns out they really weren't using it, and we had an opportunity to buy it back. So, actually not buy it back, they didn't purchase it from us, but purchase it from them. It's only got 4,800 and some odd miles. It's in really good shape, and I'll take you through a walkthrough here. So, I'm gonna point out, kind of what I do is I'll not just point out the good stuff, but I'll also point out anything negative I can find out. So if you were to purchase this from out of the area, take it off the market, it's still contingent upon seeing it in person, but you'll know exactly what you're getting into. You'll know if there's anything we need to fix, and I've been through it already. There's a couple super minor things that I'll show you, but otherwise, it's in good shape. So exterior is nice and shiny still. We really haven't even put it through its first cleaning yet. Just got it from service not too long ago, and did our first thing, which we do is a third-party inspection. That is done at a different location. It's a different company altogether, and when we take it there, they can also do what's called a smog check, and that's required in some states, including California. And so once it passes smog and the chassis safety inspection, they also change the oil and the filter in the engine and the generator. Once it passes all of those basic things to start off with to make sure the chassis is in good shape, then we decide, yes, we're going to keep this coach, or in this case, purchase it. So, also, we were the company doing the random service that it needed. I'm sure it hasn't been through much, being that it's a pretty fresh coach, but anyway, this is a good one. So we do have a small compartment, or medium-sized compartment here. And that looks like it goes all the way through. There are lights in there. Take you through around the back first, around the front part here. So just open up the engine hatch, so you can see there's nothing really exciting to report here. Other than that, like I said, we do change the oil and the filter in the engine and in the generator. Your slide controller there. It's the other side of this storage that goes all the way through. The next compartment is your propane. We, of course, will fill it up for you. And we have to do propane safety checks and other things that have to do with the chassis as well. There's just one of your dump connections there, probably for your gray tank and your black tank. That's actually the dump station section. So you connect to the hose there. And then you have a long storage door here, but it's just access to the fresh water tank. There's your your hot and cold shower there. So this really doesn't have any storage here. It's just an access point if you needed to get to your tanks. Connect your water there. Black tank flush system. Fuel goes there. There's an access point for your own generator. This is really the largest compartment here. This goes all the way through and has 3 access points, which makes it a pretty good amount of storage. And then you have your tow hitch, of course. This one has an 8,000-pound hitch. Your 7-pin connector. Your backup camera is up there, mounted in the tail light or the brake light. The other side of your storage compartment. So that's a pretty good sized door. Over here we have this is where you fill up the fresh water and hot water heater, the furnace, back of the fridge, and this is a place to connect your grill, your gas grill. And this is another decent sized storage compartment here. It goes all the way down. Let's come on in. This is a integrated step system, so you don't have any extra steps coming out. Just kind of drops down a little bit so you can get in. Here's your main control to turn on the coach. It is equipped with, I believe, a 100-watt solar panel. I took a picture of the roof. There's probably room for 3 or 4 more panels. I think that's probably overkill, but if you wanted to add 2 more large ones, that would be a total of 500 watts because the large ones we put on are about 200 watts. And then the ones on there's about 100, I think. Could be 120. But 500 watts of solar is going to give you more than enough that this coach could even take. So there aren't a lot of things drawing solar, especially in the daytime. I mean, the lights are going to do very little. You may not have the lights on during the daytime. But if you are dry camping, and you know, any solar at all will give you more confidence to stay out longer. But even one full-size panel is probably pretty adequate if you were to add on top of what is already there, which would give you about 300 watts. So, any other questions about that, let me know. This is the place to plug in a DVD player or something. And you got another good sized storage space here. So this is your kitchen area. You have an extension here, of course, it gives you more space. Gas grill top. 2 burner. Good sized sink. And this spigot comes out too. There's a convection and microwave there, so you can bake whatever you like. Good sized drawer down here. There's a little issue where the laminate or the paint came across from this. It's not wet or anything, but it just looks like it might have gotten mushy. Maybe they spilled something on it. This is simply a piece of wood that can be replaced if you wanted it to look, you know, perfect, which they could order this piece from Thor, send it out. It probably comes out painted and everything. Like I said, I'm going to point out any blemishes. It could also just be touched up with more paint, smoothed down so it didn't appear or noticeable anymore. But that's that. So coming around here, we have the sofa. A couple more storage compartments up here. The table for the sofa, I noticed, is back here and the legs are in the closet. This makes into a really nice bed, actually. This is the cushion here at the top. So once you pull this out, then this flips down, and that's the top of your mattress over here. You just set these to the side, and you basically have a bed for 2 people. It's not quite a queen, but it's a double or full or whatever you call it. It's definitely suitable for 2 adults. And you have the front captain's chairs. You have another single bed that comes dropping down there. It's electric. These captain's chairs will swivel, so you can have them in the living room and be used during while you're camping. This is the new Ford 7.3 liter. They call it the Godzilla motor because it's a powerful motor, has a great sound to it. It's the most horsepower we've had in a Ford so far. This is your screen for your backup camera and everything else. You can hear it. Then here you have a really nice table. It's actually one of the sturdier tables I've seen for a passenger. This is just a spot here where it looks like some of the wallpaper got rubbed off. I don't know how or where, just it's a very minor little thing where you can see the wood through there, but I don't know what to do with that. You can touch it up with some light paint or get a piece of that wallpaper or a piece of this is seam tape here, see? This seam tape is all throughout the coach, and it's basically like a piece of masking tape they send you to cover up the seams of the wallpaper after it's applied. I'd probably have a piece of seam tape put over here, cover that strip, because seam tape is very easy for us to get. Another spot here where they have it. In fact, now that I'm seeing it across, exactly, it's almost like they had some kind of bar here going across. I'm not sure, but it's interesting that it's in the same spot. Like some pressure was put here and there, and it just caused that paper to get damaged. So, like I said, go get a little roll of seam tape, which, like I said, we can get, or we could have in stock already, and you could easily cover up issues like that because it's the same material and texture and everything, just like the wallpaper. There's a shot of the miles, 4905. Guess we don't need the engine on anymore. So bear with me a second here. I was trying to turn on the radio. don't need to have the engine on for that. But I believe it has Sirius radio. Let's see what else. Apple CarPlay, Android CarPlay, Bluetooth audio. The volume's down here. Backup camera. So that's about that. All right, the rest of the way through here we go. Fridge door is missing a handle. 2 screws, piece of plastic probably broke off. Maybe they were ordering it in service, don't know. But that's something that needs to be replaced, so you can open it normal. I mean, you can open this and still pull this open, but that's just, like I said, I'm pointing out everything, good or bad. But a good time to mention, there aren't any unusual smells, odors in this coach. It just smells totally normal, and we haven't done a real cleaning to it yet, but it doesn't have any smoke or, I mean, people do bring their pets with them a lot in motorhomes, but this one doesn't. There's our trusty security guard there, because I'm in here kind of late in the day and he's wondering why there's somebody in here, why the lights are on. But anyway, here we go. There's the bag of manuals that came with the coach, nice to have. The ladder to get up into the bunk, and the table legs for the front. There's actually 3 table legs, but you only need 2. Another drawer here, and here. And then we have our big bed area back here. This thing would be 2 twins. You can move this side as hard on the bottom, so it can be put here as the base, and you can make one giant bed space. Has some cup holders up there. They look like they've added a couple here that slide into the side. Some more places to charge your phone. There's a lot of storage up here. Got that one, and they're all kind of lit inside, which is cool from the backlights. That's great to have a 12-volt plug in there, and another place to plug in another component. There's 2 more lights up here I forgot about. Actually 3, and then let's make that 4. So plenty of light back here. And then you have your flat screen against the wall. It's mounted, but I think it's actually meant to stay right there. Light switch. Let's take a look at the bathroom. So this is meant to hit somewhere. Where is it? Oh, up here. With this magnet here, and it keeps the door set. And then I noticed this piece is missing his companion. Easy fixes. This wallboard needs to be restructured, nailed in. There's a tall mirror here. It's kind of an interesting bathroom, but it's laid out in such a way that, with the way the curtain is for the bathroom, it gives you a lot of elbow room in a smaller coach, so you actually have the feeling of a little bit larger shower than what it is. But that's little storage medicine cabinet. You have your skylight and a ceiling fan, and this is a towel holder. So that's pretty much it, really. If you have any other questions, please let me know. I'll add if I think of anything else while I go. But you've got all these windows. They basically pop out, so you can bring airflow in that way. And we have one open on each side. It helps to create some airflow. Curtains just go into this first panel here on each side, and then there's an actual shade that drops down, an electric shade up here. So that come down and fill in the front window. And I think that's about it. Let me know if you have any other questions, like I said. And if I think of anything else in the next few minutes. Oh, there's this, I forgot. Always miss something. So this is your primary controls, all of your readings, your levels, your every light switch. This does pretty much everything. These numbers down here. Each one controls a major light in the coach, so if you want a quick access, turn the lights on and off. And they have each one of these sections. There's the tanks, there's access to other things like water pump, heaters, tank heaters. Oh, that's good. There's tank heaters for colder climates. Slides, awning. The keys have to be on the engine to do the slides. The bunk lift is there, up and down. The exterior awning. But the coolest thing about this whole thing, even your air conditioning controls on here, but one of the coolest thing is you can download the app BM Pro and do all of this on your phone. So that's kind of like the coolest thing. You could be in bed, you know, changing the temperature, outside, working the slide. If you're not sure if you're too close to something and you want to go outside and do your slide from outside, that's kind of cool. Or just about anything else. So that's about it for this one. I will cut it off here and get this thing uploaded over to you.